Hello friends, my name is Max, and today I'm gonna share with you my experience with Xbox Series X. After almost 2 years, I will tell you if it's worth it in 2023 and how it compares to Xbox Series S, PlayStation 5, and even gaming PC. So let's go! First of all, this Xbox is truly what Xbox should be. I've had zero issues in terms of quality. No overheating and fan noise, no joystick drift or anything else. In terms of games, wow! I fell in love with Game Pass Ultimate. There's been tons of games that I enjoyed and would never try without it. Also, compared to other consoles, I loved unique Xbox features such as backwards compatibility, FPS boost, and quick resume. But to be honest, initially, I wanted to buy PlayStation 5, but it was not available at the time. So, I tried Xbox Series S and loved it so much that I decided to upgrade to Series X. Was it worth it, even after buying PlayStation 5? Well, let's compare them all. Starting with Xbox Series S. This little Game Pass machine is the best value on the market right now, and a great complement for your other gaming devices. So, should you pay more for Series X? Let's take a look. The main differences are the Blu-ray drive, memory, storage, and GPU performance. Xbox Series S is all digital, you cannot use discs with it. It has less storage and memory and has 4 teraflops of graphical power compared to 12 teraflops of Series X, which basically makes Series X the most powerful console of this generation. And still, Microsoft said that these two consoles would give you the same next-gen experience, but with just different resolutions. Both consoles should have provided 60 or 120 frames per second. But after 2 years, we see that it's not actually true. In some games, especially new ones, where Xbox Series X gives you stable 60 frames per second, Xbox Series S is limited to 30 frames. In addition, many games support 120 FPS mode, but there are less such games on Series S. For example, Battlefield 1 or 5, and even the last Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 in 120 FPS mode runs at about 70 FPS on Series S. So, if you look for competitive performance and the best image quality, I strongly recommend you getting Series X. That said, performance is not the only thing which is better on Series X. The storage difference is bigger than you may expect. On paper, it's about 500 compared to 1 terabyte, but in reality, the usable space of Series S is 360 gigabytes compared to 800 of Series X. Install a couple of heavy games on it and you're done. You will need an external hard drive or expansion card. So, with Series X, you might save some money by not buying external storage. And if your goal is to save as much as you can, then Series X might help you even more. Let's take the Blu-ray drive. With that, you can use physical copies of games. You can resell discs, you can buy them secondhand. You are not limited to only digital library. And now you can say, well, you convinced me to buy Series X instead of Series S, but for the same money, I already can buy PlayStation 5, which is much better. Well, let's compare them. And the first significant difference about Xbox is that it's like you don't just buy one console, but you buy 4 consoles at once. All because you can play games from across all Xbox generations: original Xbox, Xbox 360, Xbox One, and Series. So, if you already have a huge library of older Xbox games, no matter digital or physical, you can play them on Series X as well, whereas on PlayStation 5, you can play only PS4 and PS5 games. And you know what's funny? Xbox Series X is even more backward compatible with the previous gen Sony and Nintendo games than those systems themselves, thanks to the emulation. The next thing about Xbox is the quick resume. This feature allows you to switch between several games and start again exactly where you left off, just like on a smartphone. Even if you turn off the console, unplug it from the AC and turn it back on in a couple of months. There is nothing like that on PS5. If you switch between games on PlayStation, you may lose your progress. Specs-wise, on paper, Xbox Series X is more powerful than PlayStation 5, but in reality, they're pretty much the same. So the quick resume is what makes a big difference. With that thing, you really feel that this is a truly next-gen console. Also, one of my favorite things about Xbox is FPS boost. This feature is available only on Xbox Series consoles and allows certain games to run at higher frame rate. A great example is Fallout franchise, which you can play in stable 60 FPS on Xbox and only 30 FPS on PlayStation. For this reason, I play many past-gen games on Xbox, even if they're available on PlayStation. The list of all FPS boosted games will be in the description. Now, There is some stuff that I love more about PlayStation 5, starting with the controller. DualSense simply has more features: touchpad, microphone, adaptive triggers, haptic feedback, and gyroscope. That all really adds to the fun and immersion in games. The Xbox controller is so simple. Yeah, it has additional drivers in the triggers, and I prefer the batteries and the layout, but honestly, DualSense is obviously better. However, there is an official Xbox Elite controller, which for many years has been a big advantage over PlayStation. But Sony released their version of Elite controller, DualSense Edge, which also is programmable, has back pedals, and even the replaceable sticks. There are even more cool accessories in PlayStation, but most importantly, PlayStation has PSVR. Xbox doesn't have virtual reality yet, so keep that in mind if that's something you want to try. Now, I think one of the main things that concern people are exclusive games. Sony has some of the best games of all time: God of War, Spider-Man, The Last of Us, and some others. If I show you the list of the games that I really enjoyed for the past few years, there will be more PlayStation exclusives than Xbox exclusives. But still, the majority of these games I played are cross-platform, and almost half of the games were included in the Xbox Game Pass subscription. I didn't buy them, and this is the biggest advantage of Xbox consoles. This service gives you about 400 of console games and about 500 of PC games. You can play the same games and have the same save files on the console, on the PC, and other devices that have Windows installed. Let's say you play some games on your PC. Then you can just continue playing it on your console on the TV. Cool, right? I, for example, continue playing some games on my Steam Deck. Apart from that, you don't even need a console or a PC because you can use your phone with cloud gaming. It's just awesome. There's nothing like that on PlayStation. Yes, Sony released their version of such a subscription. I like it, but the problem is that Sony said that they won't add new exclusives at launch. Whereas with the Game Pass, you can play many games on release day. For example, Hi-Fi Rush, Atomic Heart, Stalker 2 and Starfield in the future, and many others. So there is a huge value that you get with Xbox and the Game Pass. Oh, and not to mention, Xbox has regional prices. Unlike PlayStation, you are allowed to switch region if you want. Now, let's compare Xbox to PC. It may sound stupid, but in some ways Xbox kind of tries to be PC. You can go into the developer mode and emulate other consoles. You can connect a keyboard and a mouse for some games, and you can even use the browser for Office applications. There's tons of videos on YouTube on how to use Xbox Series as a PC, so check them out if you're interested in. And still, no upgradability like with a PC, and no proper desktop system. But guys, it's $500. For this price, you won't be able to build a computer that will be that powerful. To enjoy PC graphics, you will need a really expensive system. Also, I like the simplicity of Xbox compared to PC. No launchers, no settings tweaking, no drivers, no overclocking, no sweating over the specs and comparison different builds. You buy Xbox and you know that there is no more powerful console than this for several years. You do not worry. Buy the console, buy the game, launch the game, enjoy the game. That's it. So, to conclude, when choosing between gaming consoles, think about what's more important for you. For online gaming, obviously, just buy the same system that your friends have. In other cases, look at the games or the value. For me, Xbox in this generation gives a huge value and seems more user-friendly than other consoles. It has really useful features, allows me to play the games that have been on Xbox for over 20 years, and can emulate many games from other platforms. It has a better integration with PC and allows me to use the same game library on my other devices. Xbox Game Pass gives me some new games on release day at no extra cost. And of course I need more exclusives. But anyway, it's an incredible console that I enjoy playing almost every day. If you already have Xbox Series X, congrats! If you are thinking of buying it or not, I hope this video helped you. Stay safe, see you in the next one. Bye!